should we let let other people draw us away from God? It's ridiculous, man. You constantly say and tell people with your mouth how much you love him, but none of your actions show that.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
When are we gonna stop lying to ourselves and to everybody else?
Bring it out.
If you really don't believe in God, quit faking the phone.
That's right.
Quit saying that you believe in him and you love him when you don't. Give me 1 John 5:3.
Bring it out.
What's going on, brother and sister? How y'all doing? What's going on with y'all, man? How y'all doing today? Y'all came over to try to get some word, right? Y'all know who y'all are according to the Bible? No? Right? So they try to tell us we African American and we black. Well, black is a color. I'm just gonna tell y'all straight up. We gonna cut through the chase. Black is a color. But right now we walking around saying our nationality is a color. Right? Do they even make sense to you?
I mean, not really.
Right. It don't make no sense because you ain't never seen a man this color. So how can we all say we're a nation of people that we black? We're not, right? Africa and America is two different continents. So if you got a so-called Caucasian white person in Africa, so they African?
Bring it out.
No, they're not. That means that ain't their nationality. So that means you can't be so-called white and African. You can't be African. That's because they associated with where you standing at or where you living at. But that's not your real nationality. That's not your bloodline. Your bloodline is not African. That Caucasian person bloodline is not African, right? So you have to understand what is your bloodline to understand what people you come from, right? The Bible say that you are for the bloodline of your father. So if your father is a so-called African American, American black, West Indian, Haitian, or anything like that, this is what the Bible and God calls you.
That's right.
Both of y'all fathers that are so-called African American, black men, then y'all would be from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
So your nationality would be, you'll be Israelite from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
But see, the thing about it is we got a lot of people that's starting to learn this because we waking up, right? And they just proud to say they're Israelite.
Bring it out.
But it comes with something, right? You ever seen Africans doing African dances, and you ever seen them having feasts and eating a certain way? They keep traditions, right? Yeah. Well, Israelites have to do the same thing as a nationality, as a nation. Right. See, you see Asians do the same thing, right? They have their Asian New Year, all this stuff, right? They do their little stuff, right? So as an Israelite, you have traditions too.
That's right.
Right? The Europeans or whatever, they have their stuff. They got their pagan holidays. We got to do Christmas and Thanksgiving. Well, we're not Europeans, so guess what? As a people, we had traditions too.
That's right.
Right? So there's things that God wants us to do. What's more important is for you to understand as an Israelite, he's only your God. Did y'all know that? Did y'all think God was God of everybody? Let me ask you a question. You believe in this Bible? You believe in this Bible? Give me Joel 2:27. Let me show you what this Bible say. But see, you're not going to learn this in church because they can't teach you that. They can't teach you that. Read.
The book of the prophet Joel, chapter 2 and verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
Now, Israel, his name was Jacob. If y'all know anything about the Bible, his name was Jacob, he changed to Israel. So Israel's descendants became the 12 tribes of Israel, his 12 sons, right? So when he say I'm in the midst of Israel, he's talking about the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
Jacob's children that he changed the name to Israel. So that's where the Israelites came from. He's not talking about necessarily the land when he say Israel. He's not talking about the land. He's talking about the bloodline, right? So the Israelites are wherever you are, no matter where you at in the world. Read.
I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God.
Who God?
Your God.
That's personal, right? Your God, what? Read.
Your God, and none else.
No, he's the God of everybody.
And none
No,
else.
he's the God of the Asians.
And none
He's
else.
the God of the Europeans.
And none else.
Why the Bible saying he the God of only Israel?
Bring it out.
That's because he got a chosen. He got a chosen. He said that he made everybody, but he have a chosen children, right? And those chosen children are Israel. That's why throughout this Bible, all they do is talk about Israel.
That's right.
The reason why we don't know this is because we don't like to go look for nothing.
Because the Holy One of Israel proceeds from before us. Wherefore, thus says the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon.
So basically he's just saying we don't want to trust in the Lord, but we want to trust in this world. This world ain't done nothing for us. We have it misunderstood. We keep thinking that we walking around and we blessed, and we not. We have to get the understanding that waking up in the morning is not just a blessing.
Right.
It can be a curse as well. What's going on, sister? How you doing? Come over here and get some of this knowledge, sister. That we have to understand that this world is built and made to keep us asleep. Everything that's going on in this world is made to keep us asleep.
Right.
So that we can't wake up and start back to worshiping our Father, to doing what he tells us to do, to being obedient unto our Father. We stand disobedient because we continue to stay into this world. Read.
Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out of the high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at the instant.
So basically, we're going to continue to drive around, operate in this world like there's no consequences. And suddenly, the wrath is going to come and everybody's going to be looking crazy.
Right.
Everybody going to be wondering what is really going on. Everybody going to be crying out. And he's not going to be receptive.
Right.
You can't wait till 10 seconds in the fourth quarter and try to start performing and expect to get an award.
Right.
To expect to get rewarded for what you've done in the last 10 seconds. You've been lacking and slacking the whole time, doing everything you wanted to do, going against everything the coach been telling you to do, doing everything your own way, sitting there with your arms folded. And then at the end, the last end, you want to start trying to be obedient.
That's right. Bring it out.
It's not going to work.
That's right.
It's not going to work. We are in the situations we are in because of our disobedience. When are we going to start back being obedient to the words of our Father in His Bible? We all say we love Him. We all say we children of God. We all say we love Christ. That we confess and we love Him. And they think that that's the end of it. You don't have to do nothing else. That's a lie. Give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12. We have things that the Lord requires of us as children. It's the same thing as if you had children. You're not going to let them do everything that they want to do. You're going to have requirements for them, whether it's to clean their room, whether it's to take out the trash, whether it's to do this and that. But guess what? You're going to punish them if they don't do what you tell them to do. You can't tell me that children are walking around where they probably are, but I'm saying that if you are a true mother or father of your child, that you're not going to spare the rod, that your child not going to be able to talk to you any kind of way, that your child not going to tell you what they is and what they ain't going to do. Your child not going to be able to tell you, well, I like this and I don't like that, and you got to deal with it. That's not how it works. It definitely don't work like that with the Most High God.
Read the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
He said, Israel, what do the Lord require you? Anything you do in this world, there's requirements for it. You can't get a driver's license without meeting the requirements.
Right.
You can't get a job without meeting the requirements. Ain't nobody gonna put you on no plane and let you be no pilot and you ain't never passed the test. You ain't never did none of the work. You have to, everything has requirements. So guess what? If you can meet the requirements of everybody else, you're supposed to love your God. Why you can't meet his requirements?
Read. But to fear the Lord thy God.
To do what?
But to fear the Lord thy God.
To do what?
But to fear the Lord thy God.
So you believe in God, you love God, but you don't fear him because you don't ever do what he say.
Get out.
But guess what? You fear your boss. You fear losing your job. You fear losing your job. You fear going to jail. You fear getting a ticket. But you believe in God and believe that He the one that breathed life into your existence, but you don't fear Him enough to do what He say.
Right. Read. To walk in all His ways and to love Him.
To do what?
And to love Him. To what? And to love Him.
He said walk in all His ways and to love Him. Give me John 14 and 15. How do we love Him? He said walk in all His ways and to love Him. Fear Him, walk in all His ways, because all His ways are written in this Bible, and to love Him. So how do you love God? You know, everybody else say I pray to Him. You got people say I pray to Him. I praise Him. I sing to Him. But the Bible specifically tells you how to love Him.
Read. The book of John, chapter 14 and verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
It's that simple. Plain and simple. If you love God, you're going to keep His commandments. On that, give me Matthew 26 and 6. Oh, 26.
Read. The book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 6. Now when Yahawashi was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an emblazoned box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head, and he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much, and given to the poor. And when Yahawashi understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but with me ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body. She did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, that shall also that this woman hath done, be told for a memorial of her.
That's right.